Sorry, I'm late. Give me 1 second. I'm all confused. Hey, Lucy. Lucy, how are you? Hey, Sissy. Grand X Ride is beautiful. Sis stars and bro stars.
Hungry Root is here, and I needed it because my fridge is super
Sorry.
empty.
Ad just came up on the big screen. Going to attempt to put a different pair of shoes on. Man, those other shoes. I can't find any duct tape. Next time I make an order, I'm going to have to get some. So, my last new pair of shoes. I forget the name of this brand. It's Flux. It's another barefoot shoe, although it doesn't quite look like it. But barefoot right now with these, I mean, it is um, zero drop. More of a sole than I actually like, but I need a little bit of stability in my morning walks right now. Susie says, Yogi, my link might not be ready yet because I will still be working on it when this live is in session. Um, I'll do my best to have it ready, or otherwise post here in comments for you. Gotcha. Thank you, Sissy. Hi, Cat. Hey, Sniper. Happy Thursday to all. Hey, Ellie. So anyway, I'm putting new shoes on. This is the last new pair of shoes they were gifted. It was a Christmas present. They were a Christmas present. But I've been putting off wearing them. I've been wearing all my old shoes because, who knows when you're going to be gifted new shoes again. Ellie says, how's everyone? How are you all? I'm doing pretty good. Lucy says, I'm doing fantastic. How are you, Eric? I am. Why do I always, whenever that question comes up, man, I got Selma's theme song in my head. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Do you know why? Because we are on a roll. Hey, Super Champ. Thank you. This is from the Mid Maryland 50K. It's another streak race that I had. I was the only 7-time participant finisher, 7 years in a row. I did it. One of the last 3 ultras I've ever done. Hey, Leonard, how are you, my friend? What's up? How's the biking going? Sissy says, doing exceptionally well. I know the stress is down because my cycle is regular again. It's good that you're so in tune with your body. Well, you know what, as I always mention, my one of my only true talents is just being able to show up. And that's what I did for 7 years in a row. Just showed up. I was always in shape for a race, so almost any time I could just show up for a race and see what happened. So I showed up 7 years in a row. I think 2019 might have been my last one of these. I should have kept going, but all kinds of stuff came up, Yeah, you did chess yesterday, right? All right, I just got to slip this other shoe on. Let's see. Leonard says, have me 5 new pair of shoes for the last 2 years, but I haven't even tried yet. So blessed, yes. Man, nothing like new shoes. I say, proud of you, Super. Awesome, Ellie. So, some of you might know by now, if you're here, because the name of the title of the live stream is just Yogi talking about A Course in Miracles, that I am a student of A Course in Miracles. I'm a yogi. A yogi is not anything special. It's just a person who practices yoga. I'd like to add to it that it's someone who practices yoga sincerely, but the entirety of the yogic path. Meaning, if you go to a yoga class 2 or 3 days a week, you're getting a great workout. It's really good for your central nervous system, calms you down, keeps you even keel. It's not really yoga. You're practicing an aspect of yoga. To practice yoga, you need to get to the foundation, um, which is why traditionally they teach it first. And the foundation is the ethical points that we practice daily. It's all internal, based upon your thought system, which is brings us right back to A Course in Miracles, why it appealed to me so much, because it is training our thought system. I wrote about this morning. Let me read what I wrote this morning. It's called Invented. That I have invented the world I see, an early lesson in A Course in Miracles, and vital in our understanding. What's meant here is that the world and all that it entails is a product of the mind. If I look around and see a world of evil, suffering, and division, it's only a matter of the thought system I have chosen, my beliefs given completely to the ego. Yet there's always another choice, that even through my miscreation, there is an option of another world that exists just beneath the illusory version that I now offer. This isn't a battle of good versus evil. It's not God against dark forces. It's a choice, simple and clear. Choose love only, and the world shifts in your perception. So yoga, Buddhism, A Course in Miracles, Sufism, all of the isms, shamanism, the ingestion of plant medicine, all of it is a means of mind training to shift our ability to change our perception due to our projections. The ego projects always and only. All of the little dark shadows that we have in the mind, the guilt that we have for believing that we are separate and insignificant, that we are separate from each other, that we are separated from the source, whatever name of the source that you have, we have projected outwards, creating a world of disunity, a world of suffering, of sorrow, of separation, of lack. And yet, this is a world of our creation. Another one of those early lessons in the Course is that God did not create a meaningless world. God did not create a meaningless world. But if you look around, you are going to see a meaningless world. Look at money, paper, that only has meaning because we gave it meaning. In and of itself, it's nothing. It's a piece of paper. It would be better served as a tree. And yet, we will kill for it. We will rob others for it. We allow other people to suffer because some have a great deal and others have none. That we celebrate people who want to send a space shuttle in the sky and circulate the Earth that is in its last gasp. And if you're in tune to the Earth, you feel it. It's shuddering, it's crying, it's moaning. And we ignore it. And we're celebrating people who are flying around the Earth. I'm not being anti anything. So this isn't a political statement. It costs a fortune to do that. And yet we have children. Hey, Mint. We have children who are starving. Hey, Big Al. So what do we do? As long as we see that, it's because it's within. We believe that we're separate and we can't do anything because we're trapped. I can't go around feeding everyone. Hey, Mark. I can't make a difference. I can only protect myself and those I care about. And of course, that keeps us trapped. That's a thought system based upon the ego. But we have another thought system in place that we've long been ignoring. And that thought system, according to yoga, they call it the Holy Spirit, which is our voice that connects us to God. In yoga, it would be called Krishna consciousness or Shiva consciousness or just consciousness. In Buddhism, it is the Buddha mind, Buddha consciousness. But if we don't see it, here's the difference. Ego projects, spirit or love or God, extends. Every time we choose in opposition to the ego, by opposition, I don't mean battle. I just mean simply realizing that we have a choice. Every time we choose love over the ego is a little more diminished, and love becomes an active presence in our life. Every single time. Let me dive back in the chat here, guys. So what are you going to do today? You're going to continue the projection? Probably. And it's okay. It's okay. It takes training. First off, we got to recognize we have a choice. That there's two thought systems in play, at play, every single moment. And until we see that choice, we don't have free will. We're acting through the ego, which doesn't even exist. And if the ego doesn't exist, how can you have free will? You're being torn apart, torn asunder by something that just doesn't exist. But when we know that, now there's something. Now there's a choice. Now we give ourselves to spirit. Now we give ourselves to love. Now we give ourselves to God. Whatever name you want to use, the Tao. I like the term Brahma because Brahma has no connotation attached to it. The isness of all isness. The great is of the is. All right, let me dive in. Sorry, I missed you guys. I still haven't put my other shoe on. Mint, how are you, my friend? What's new, Big Al? Big Al, did he come here to make a... did he come in here to complain about the noise, or did you come here to make a confession to Kat? If you're not here to confess, go back to sleep, Big Al. Mark says he's great. Awesome. Super Champ says, Yogi, that reminds me of a Batman episode I watched as a child where Bruce Wayne dreamt of giving poor people money, but he was unable to give every single person, and they attacked him, I think. Is this the animated series? That was awesome, by the way. All things Batman are awesome. Hey, Praveen. Yoga and Buddhism both seek liberation through mindfulness and discipline. Kundalini awakening aligns with these paths, symbolizing spiritual energy, arising for enlightenment and self-realization. You're right about that, my friend. Seabarter says the harsh truth is that the universe needs to have a balance of destruction and creation, which means that no matter who you are, or how rich or strong or smart, it's never enough. But that's our thought system. Doesn't have to be that way. Doesn't have to be that way. Yes, Batman, the animated series, is one I grew up watching. It was pretty awesome. Big Al says, I confess my love for you, or Cat, or Soul. What the heck? I love all of you. I want to hear the whole confession here, Big Al. Never forget, thanks to Sissy, I have evidence in the tank. You can pull it out at any time. Confession is good for the soul, Big Al. That way you reclaim your power. Right now, I got all the power. What's up, Tiger King? Lucy says, good evening, Gravity. Speaking of Lucy, Lucy's going to be live in just a little bit. An hour and a half? And then maybe a little bit of rest, maybe something to eat, refurbished, ready to go. She's going to be pulling cards on my channel, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Come by with a question. Yes or no. Ask a yes or no question. Here's a yes or no question. Is Big Al going to confess? Big Al says, just had to bring that up. I just had to bring it up. First off, let's see. Mint says, that's so true, super artists. It's never enough. We have to make do with what we have and not on greed and power. No one is better than anyone. WWE are just different. That's all. We are just different. Agreed. Here's the thing, though. If you explore, is it true? Don't take my word for it. Is it true that we have true thought systems? Is it true that projection makes our perception? Is it? I don't know. You tell me. Practice self inquiry. Have you ever truly asked, who am I? And yet dismissed every answer that comes to mind? If I say, who am I? And I say, well, I'm Eric, is that true? What if my parents named me Bob? Would I be someone different? What if they didn't name me? What if they waited and I can name myself? It's an interesting question. What would I have named myself? All kinds of possibilities are now floating through my head. Um, so some people might say, well, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm a this, I'm a that. Are you? What if you get fired? What if you lose your ability to be that? So you obviously can't be. So far, we're naming things that can be changed. How can you be something that changes? Am I a body? Not exclusively. What if I lose an arm, a leg? Steve Reeves, Superman, the actor who played Superman, when he was paralyzed from the neck down in a tragic horse racing accident, um, wrote a autobiography. I believe it was called "I Am Still Me." Even though very physical actor, Superman, um, when that was taken away, he was still him. What was it? What was it that it was him? Find that. Find that. Lucy says, yes, this is my live, 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Central Time for Lucy. Beware of the polite chaos. Interesting. Let's hear a little bit more. Lucy, sorry, Sissy. Hey, Allison. Allison, our newest member, and I'm so, so thankful for that. Thank you so much, my friend. You also modded up, Allison. Two-Parter says, I think I'm starting to understand the true meaning of strength a little better. What did I miss from Tiger King? Oh, Super, read my name, not my message. No idea what that means. Tiger King says, why didn't you read my message? I didn't really read any messages. I was talking. When I talk, I'm not really in the chat. And when I'm not in the chat, I don't read messages. You know, here's the thing. The chat function is really, at least here, and at least especially in my morning sessions, it is really for you guys to be talking with each other, and I check in. I do my best to check in, but you know, if I'm talking yoga, if I'm talking A Course in Miracles, very often I get lost in that conversation. I get lost in the words. I honestly try to, the best that I'm capable of, talking about the two systems. Hey, Carl, talking about those two thought systems. I do my best to offer one and not the other, or to keep the other to a minimum, which of course is the ego. I do my best to communicate the message of spirit. The only way I can do that is by continuously choosing the spirit, which means sometimes I get lost in the conversation. So, Tiger King, take it or leave it. This is the way the channel is. If you do not care for it, if you do not care for the way I do things, I apologize, but it's the way I do things. But I'm not going to change it. It might change, but I'm not going to be the one that changes it. Meaning that sometimes change happens. You know what I mean? We go with the roll. And I am on a roll. According to Selma, we are all on a roll. She never specifies what type of roll. In my mind, I like to think croissant. Maybe you guys have a particular roll that you would like to be on. I do recommend croissants in honor of our French friend Anna. So then, hey, that That takes care of everything right there. If you have complaints about the channel, take it to the complaint services that I have engaged. I'm paying a whole lot of money for it. And you can write it down. Index cards will be provided, and put it in the little box. And it will be sorted through and dealt with accordingly. Fortunately, all of this is a product of my imagination, which means I have all the time in the world to check out that box and read the answers, read the replies, read the questions. Meaning, let's just hang out. Let's just hang out. Hey, Keith. Good morning. As our peace grows, as our vitality flows. Thank you, Keith. Also, if there's people that are pushing your buttons, if you have buttons, we have choices as well. There's always going to be people here to push your buttons. That's the nature of buttons and pushing and people. We can eliminate our buttons. That's my first option. And that's what I hope to help people with. That if we're doing our daily breath work, if we're meditating, if we're choosing the right teacher, if we're calming the central nervous system, practicing the asanas, mindfulness, then our buttons are diminished. They're harder to push. We might even eliminate it altogether. Perfect, Keith. What triggers us is what requires healing. Absolutely. Which is why I don't recommend leaving. Which is an option, though. Everyone's free to leave. But always somewhere in life, someone's going to push those buttons, as long as you have them. And as long as you keep them overtly shown. Guys, don't do this or I'm going to get upset. If you're here for a good time, I can't promise you that. Because sometimes healing requires a bit of rawness, a bit of button pushing, a bit of, I don't know, a bit of this, a bit of chaos. There's a great line from A Course in Miracles that our tolerance for pain may be high, but it's not without limits. So maybe some of the chaos that takes place in any channel from time to time is a way to show us I've reached my limit and I no longer want to suffer. I no longer want to experience pain. You can't escape it as long as it's within you. Got to recognize it and deal with it at its source. Change the projection, heal the projection, forgive the projection, and the perception changes. If you're always trying to arrange the furniture on the Titanic, you're always going to sink. If you say, hey, look out for that damned iceberg, you keep hitting it every single time, now we're getting somewhere. Take another route. Go south instead of north. Awesome. Surprise, ego spreads itself, but so does awakening. And there is the link. Awesome, sissy. Tiger King. Don't worry about Sniper. I can promise you, conversations I've had with Sniper only wants what's best for you. He has zero ill will towards you or anyone else here. Zero. None. So the complaint is the inordinate amount of time that it takes to explain this over and over and over again. When we could just relax. We could just say, you know what? It's a little tiny channel on YouTube. Doesn't mean anything. And we can relax with each other. How's that sound? Sissy says, put it back in my back. And I put it back in your pocket. There you go. Obviously, she is not talking about combs for me. Because what would I be doing with a comb? Keith says, never allow them to bend your frame. Not even you. Sometimes, though, I think it's okay. Hey, Silver Cloud, because now you know. Hello from the UK. We just popped in my YouTube feed. Yay. I really feel what you're saying, what your channel about. I'm on the healing train too. Why did I have the immediate response of woo woo? The train. And you guys are the conductors. What direction do you want to take it? Talking about the blame finger. Put it back in your pocket. Yeah, we're just about talking. We are about healing. Sometimes healing's a bit messy. And sometimes we don't want to participate in the messiness. I understand that. Um, some people are no longer participating in the messiness. Some people have left the train station. That's okay. Took me a bit to not be sad about it. Sometimes we're not ready for the messiness. But guess what? We never escape it because it's there. We have to heal it. The way to heal is to forgive. Forgiveness isn't saying that I forgive this person for doing that. It's saying that I would rather be within this present moment, and within this present moment, nothing's really happening. All the things that I thought were being done to me aren't really happening. I'm telling a story about it. In the absence of the story, what is it? In the absence of a story, what do we have? Choo choo on that golden nugget. I should have said choo choo instead of woo woo. Did I say woo woo? If I could only go back in time. If I could only go back in time, I would be choo chooing instead of woo wooing. If we could only go back in time, man, how often do we ask that? And how often do we live with that thought? My past is defining me. A definition of forgiveness is that forgiveness is giving up all hope of a better yesterday. It's giving up all hope of a better past. Guess what? You're never going to have a better past. Do you know why? It's in the past. It's done. It doesn't even exist anymore. There's no such thing as the past. Not only does every single spiritual tradition, deeper spiritual tradition, point that out, quantum physics points that out. The past is a state of mind. We can insist that that state of mind is here, but guess what? It isn't. Someone might hold up a wound, a scar, and say, well, explain this. It's a mark with a story attached to it. In the absence of the story, what do you have? But we don't want to let it go because we love saying the past defines us. And of course it does, because we keep choosing the past over the moment. What if you wanted to be defined by the present? The present has no actual definition that can be definable. It's everything and nothing at all. It's the isness of the moment. In Buddhism, they call it the suchness of the moment. So we can only describe ourselves as in flux, as motion. But what is it that's in motion? And what remains? What is it that is aware of all that motion? There we are. Hey, Clina. Keith says, I suggest breathing your healing and breathe out your stresses with every healing breath. It's an awesome suggestion. Oh, wow. Clina says, just watching, what's up? I'm watching kettlebell video. My kettlebell video? I hope it's a good one. Sissy says, perhaps we could touch a bit on what it means to trauma dump on others. You're welcome to use me as an example, since I brought it here before. Hey, Sissy, when can you be in the next live stream? Well, this afternoon is going to be Lucy. I'd love to talk about it this evening, for sure. Keith says, I'd rather you heal yourself than dump anything. You know what, though? Whatever happens is good as long as we are aware of whatever happens. So if we trauma dump, but then we go, oh, look what I've done. We got something from it. Carl says you just did 9.5K on the treadmill. How long did that take you, Carl? So what? That's about five-ish miles. Ellie says the pain is getting too much now. But let's take a step back from the pain. Can we breathe through the pain? Let's do very quickly. We're going to do just a little bit of breath work, and then we're going to go. Tiger King says everyone does not get on with the same people in this world. Eric, you know? They don't, and they don't have to. However, they don't need to make it worse for that person, and they don't need to make it worse for everyone else. And they don't need to make it worse for themselves. If you know that not everyone has to get along with everyone else, right? Then why engage? Why even mention their name? Why insist that others have to do things in the way that we want them to do it? Especially if we realize that not everyone's going to get along. You have a story about Sniper and you love to tell it. It's not true for anyone else but you. And as long as it's true for you, you'll keep seeing it and you'll keep living it. Examine the story and see what happens. Is it even true? Just because you have a perception, just because you have an interpretation, doesn't mean that it's true. You don't know what Sniper's doing or what he's thinking or what his intent is. You only have your interpretation. And we keep insisting that that interpretation is reality when it isn't. It's your reality because you keep perceiving it, but you're perceiving it because you're projecting something there. Heal the projection, and the perception changes. I'm not putting this solely on you. It's more of an overall example, Tiger King. But what I'm saying is we repeat this every single time with you. And we don't have to. I don't mind repeating it. It does get a little harder, but I know a lot of people in the chat get tired of me repeating it, of you and I going over this again and again and again. Again, I personally don't mind. It's basically one of the reasons I'm here. And I will go over it with you as long as you are willing to go over it. As long as you are willing to put that out there, I'm willing to keep pointing it out. But if you like my channel, and you want to help me, we could change the story a little bit because I'll be honest with you, quite a few people have given up on me, given up on the channel because they want me to do something different. I understand that, and it's perfectly fine. It's okay. So Carl, we could devote 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of a live stream talking about this, but maybe we don't have to do it for the entire live stream. Maybe we could realize that, man, I did this yesterday and got no solution whatsoever. And I did it the day before and I got the same results. When you keep getting the same results, now we start thinking, I want to do something different. I want to do something different. I wouldn't mind getting a different result, right? I wonder if we realize one of the great lessons from A Course in Miracles, I could choose peace instead of this. How do you do that? Have a different thought. Let the thoughts of discord, division, and accusations go, and choose peace. Choose a peaceful thought. Hey, Brian. Good morning, my friend. Hey, Creative. I'm good, my friend. How are you? Silver Cloud. Silver Cloud says, thank you. This week I went to 2 big sacred Catholic wells to do full body baptism. Nice. I'm Christian, but I forgot to release my stories and interpretations of what they mean about me. Thank you. Man, when we do those, that full body baptism, you know, baptism is choosing the resurrection over the crucifixion. We are bathing away the original sin, and the original sin is our belief that we are separate from God. So yeah, what you said, how important. We have to be reborn in the right mind when we are cleansed in those sacred waters, whatever those sacred waters are for any of us. If you enter the sacred waters with a refusal to be cleansed, you are coming out with the same thoughts, the same dirty thoughts. I don't mean dirty as in bad. I mean dirty as in just clouded. They cloud the original mind. The original mind is the mind of God. All right, I still got one more shoe to put on, guys. I think you do it on purpose. Especially because they're new shoes and they're harder to put on. And you're like, man, they're tight. Thank you, Super Champ. So I got to go. Murky, brackish thoughts. Exactly. Hope these shoes are going to be okay. Let me bring up Sissy's link. We're going to be over to visit in just a little bit. Keith says, honoring our values is the only way to peace and comfort. But we got to make sure that we are valuing that which is truly valuable. Just because I have a thought, just because I have a belief, just because I value something doesn't mean that what I'm valuing is valuable. If I'm valuing the ego, then I'm stuck in an egoic world and all that entails. If that works for you, if you like it, I'm not going to try to change you. I just offer my alternative in a way that has brought me peace. By peace, I don't mean that I'm always in this peaceful state. I'm not walking on a bliss cloud. I'm not always in thoughts of wonderment. However, 9 times out of 10, I realize that I do have that choice, that I can choose peace instead of this, and I can make that no matter how many times I have to, and I still have to do it often. Tiger King says, Eric, yep. Hey, Tiger King, my email is in my channel description. How about instead of on the live stream, when you have issues, instead of airing them here, instead of making the place a place of grievances towards others, you give all your grievances to me. And you and I will deal with them one by one. We choose peace of reality. How about if reality is peace? How about if reality is peace? And so I'm choosing reality over and over again rather than the chaos. Why would you think one would be reality of the other? Just because you keep seeing it? We keep seeing all kinds of things. The reality of this desk seems solid, right? I can hit it, I can pound it, I can put my coffee on it, I can stub my toe on it. But the reality, when it's examined under a nuclear microscope, I see molecules, I see atoms, I see particles, I see subatomic particles, I see quarks, and eventually I see nothingness at all, arranging itself to appear as a desk. Here's the thing. You'll choose what you choose as long as you choose it. Our tolerance for pain may be high, but it's not without limit. If you keep choosing a world believing that reality sucks, that reality is difficult, that reality is something we stub our toe up against, we'll keep stubbing our toes. I'm about done with it myself, guys. I gotta go. Hey, Lady Sky. I got beavers, maybe a fox. This is, what day is it? Thursday. And you know, that's it. The sacred shrug. I don't know. In the immortal world, in the immortal words of the legendary sage and wise woman, Lucy Warren, I don't know anything. And she's quoting the legendary, the shaman, the high priestess of A Course in Miracles, Cat and Jack. I don't know anything. Sissy says, it's better to say you don't know than to pretend you do. Yes. I don't know, Tiger King. I don't know. Depends on why you want to come up. I wanted you to come up. I wanted you to come up sooner rather than later and offer a bit of your story. We're all going through something. That's why we want to be kind to everyone. Everyone is fighting their own hard battle. I wanted you to let people know the battle that you might be fighting. I don't know, but I'll be honest. September 10th. I don't know who's going to be around September 10th. I don't know. And as uh, Super Champ says, why the 10th? Hey, Jux, did I say that right? 999. God bless you, my friend. So here's the thing, Tiger King. I want things to be all right for you. I don't know if I can help you with that. But I know coming in and airing grievances towards people over and over and over again isn't helping you. It's not helping anyone in the chat, and it's not helping me. I wish it would. I wish that we could all collectively turn to you and say, Tiger King, bless you. We love you. We're sending healing prayers, and then we could all move on. But it becomes a focus. I wish that wasn't true. Let's see. Lady says, I would like to talk to you, but unfortunately, I can't click on the link in the description. Oh, it's not. I don't do it in the mornings. Can you come by this evening, Lady Sky? And this afternoon, if you want to come by, you can ask a question for Lucy. Tarot card reading. I hope that makes sense, Tiger King. And it's not personal. It's just we're dealing with the repetition. And I'm trying to see things from a wider perspective. I could do it almost all day with you. Unpacking and unpacking and unpacking. I'm absolutely fine with it. But it's getting harder for a lot of people. And I'll be honest with you. I have a vested interest in my channel. Being completely honest with you. This channel is my home. I don't separate my channel from, I don't have an online off life and an offline life. I'm really trying to live my life in a seamless fashion. I present to you who I am, the good and the bad, the bald and the hairy. All right, I don't have that option any longer. Simply says, Eric Mod, Keith up, please. He needs more subs. Elliot is back. Let me bring up Keith's channel real quick, make sure that I connect. And then I gotta go. I'm way late, guys. I got 5 miles ahead of me. Newly subbed, Keith. Tiger King told you to keep to myself. Won't pick up again. Sorry, Eric. You never need to apologize. Tiger King, we're all working through something. All of us. And you are welcome to work through it here. But let's try different avenues and different approaches. So far, what we've been doing, what you and I have been doing, hasn't worked. Let's try something else. If you come by this afternoon, we'll try something else. You and I. And I'm offering you, email communication. You and I can talk about this all we want. Thank you, Praveen. Thank you so much, my friend. Praveen says, love you, sir. I'd like to hear your words and teachings more rather than reading your messages. Thank you so much, my friend. Pravina has been an awesome, awesome friend of mine. So, Tiger King, you and I have that option. Send me an email. I'd like to talk to you later. Sipa says, Pravina, you're a generous soul and gentleman. He sure is. He sure is. Sissy says, we love you, Eric. I love you too, Sissy. I will be, if I don't make it right to the premiere, I will be there. Team replay. Sissy says, we love you, Tiger King. That sums it up. All right, guys, we're going to take one full mindful breath together. Ellie, this is for you. I do want to do at least one breath. Sometimes it only takes one breath to heal. We're going to do the physiological sigh, and we're going to leave it all behind. Thank you, Carl. We're going to leave it all behind. What we do is breathe in through the nose, filling the belly up with air. When we feel about 80% full, taking a sip of air, as if we're topping it off. Then we're going to exhale through the mouth, pursed lips, with one big, satisfying, relaxing whoosh, giving all the pain away, giving all the suffering away, giving all the chaos, and choosing peace instead of this. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Physiological sigh, breathing in, filling the belly, sipping air with me. Sigh. Repeat if you need to. Repeat if you want to. Shake everything else off. I'm shaking it off, guys. I'm shaking it off. You guys saw me dancing last night. I was dancing with Soma. Gotta admit, guys, you gotta admit, I was pretty funky. I brought the funk. If you were to ask yourself, who brought the funk last night? I brought the funk last night. Who's the funk master? I'm the funk master. Hey, Sissy, you can send me an email, or Lady Sky, you can send me an email too if you like. It's in my channel, page, thing. All right. Here's easy way to reach me. No comments about the AOL address, except for Carl. Carl can make fun of me all he wants. Silver Cloud says, thanks for welcoming me here. New sub and happy to be here. Thank you so much, my friend. Guys, come on by. Everyone new, come on by and hang out with Lucy Warren. Miriam Tree, what an awesome name, by the way. Silver Cloud, another awesome name. Newly subscribed. I know your channel doesn't have any content. Doesn't matter. Friend is a friend. Welcome, Johnny Cash. It's been a few days. Welcome back. Ellie says, okay, bro, I might contact you later. I'm here for everyone. So I'm going to, I hope you all got this. I'm going to eliminate it. I made the mistake of leaving it up there, and man, did someone take up that opportunity, and all they wanted to do was harass me. I'm not above being harassed, but it gets tiresome. All right. I love you guys. Keith, thanks for coming in, my friend. I wouldn't know how to do that, Keith. I protect myself with my secret psychic kung fu. Not really. All right. I got to go. Love you guys.